You should.
One on my list.
It's awesome.
It's very good.
I binged.
And I'm at least one episode behind on WandaVision as well.
We were going to talk about it.
No, we're not going to talk about it.
I could. Come on.
I haven't seen it yet.
Episode 6. I haven't seen
spoilers
episode 6 either.
It's Wednesday.
No spoilers.
Came out 4 days ago.
I haven't seen episode 6 either, so he's not alone.
6? Shit, I might be 2 behind.
Whatever. I don't know what the last one is, but I'm up to.
So I watched the first 5 last Sunday.
I'm up to date. Well, you've seen the last 5, so you know what's going on as far as it's Wanda taking over the town yeah. So
now, the one thing I wasn't sure about, did that town exist or not? Because the cops were making it sound like it didn't exist.
Because she wiped their minds with that.
Wikipedia doesn't have this episode 5 yet. It still doesn't have 6.
Anyways,
so 6 will be coming out tomorrow then. So I'm still only 1 behind.
6.
Hello, Facebook user. What Facebook user is that?
I don't know. They come out on Friday. That sounds like Frank. Good evening, Jen. Sounds like a Frank. But yeah, it's good. It's a good show. It's Wanda-ish.
Are you sure it's good? Or is that just what Wanda wants you to think? Maybe. It is Frank. Hello, Frank.
Hey, Frank. Kelly's doing a show about it.
Yeah, I don't know if you could do a whole show. I mean, that's a little.
It's a little early.
You might want to wait till it ends
to see if it's got, and chances are because it's gotten really great response. So,
well,
I don't know how you could if they go in the direction that I think they're going in.
Right. Well,
this will be the only season.
Here's what I'm thinking: the first 3 episodes should have been 1 episode. They dragged it on way too long.
No, I understand why they did that. I
do too. They wanted to build up a little bit of characters and make it feel bad for people.
Really, really just screw with people's heads.
What is this a 50s sitcom or what?
Well, and then it was a 60s sitcom. They went from I Love Lucy to Bewitched to the Brady Bunch.
Yep.
You knew before you went in that this was Wanda's fantasy because Vision died in real life, and this is her coping with it. I know.
Oh, that scene where she turns to look at him, and his eyes are like all glazed over, and he's got the big hole in the middle of his head.
Yeah,
I was like, oh crap!
There's only 5 episodes. I'm up to date.
People. So, what's the last thing you remember?
Was it on this very special episode?
On the end.
What was 4? What happened at the end of 4?
4 was we interrupt this program.
I think 4 is when the FBI, the SHIELD agent ends up on the ground and starts talking.
Yeah, goes through the shield and comes back.
Was that it? Because I don't know the end of.
Well, I remember the beekeeper coming out of the sewer.
This was big. The end of the last one was the big thing.
Yeah,
so you're not.
I don't know if I've seen it.
Number 5.
So you're not.
Very special episode.
Yeah. So
I don't want to talk about it because I haven't seen it yet.
Okay. Episode.
So 5. No. All right, I'm
going to be out tomorrow or Friday.
Yeah.
I'm going to the countdown. Tonight on the Mac to the Future Livecast Go. Or is it Go Livecast? I can never make up my mind. You get a battery and you get a battery. And actually, it's very likely that very few people will get new batteries for their 2016-17 MacBook Pros. But there's always that chance. Ethical hacker makes some coins finding bugs. Maps add features that sound oddly familiar, and the iPhone Mini 12 was not a great seller. Tonight, all of that and more more on the Mac to the Future livecast. Go. And welcome everyone to the Mac to the Future livecast. I am one of your humble, so very humble hosts, Guy Searle, and I am here to not only help usher this show in, but to usher in the other people that are in the show. And with that really, really awkward introduction, we're going to start off with Dave Ginsburg. Hello there, Dave Ginsburg.
Missed you guys last week. Glad I'm back. I'm doing very well. We got nice cold weather here, buried in snow, but that's Chicago for you. We're gonna do, but it's good to come out on the internet and hang out with you guys.
You gotta love Chicago, except in the winter. Yeah. And we also have Warren Sklar from sunny Pennsylvania. Hello there, Mr. Warren Sklar.
I'm just being humble.
We gotta be humble. Gotta be humble.
The humbles.
Yeah, I don't know if I told you this. Go ahead.
It's always sunny in Philadelphia.
Whoops, I got to turn off your lower third. There we go.
Go ahead.
I don't know if I told you, Dave, but my mother grew up near Chicago in Harvard, Illinois.
Yeah, that's the end of the train line here.
Yeah. Her father and uncle may have been involved in some nefarious dealings in the Chicago area from some of the stories that my mother told me. But as my mother always said, there is no story that can't be embellished just a little bit to make it even better. So who knows if she was telling the truth or not.
Especially that's a very small town.
Harvard is? Well, she learned how to driving a bread truck at the age of 11 because her father had things to do while she was driving the truck. So that's the story my mother told me, and I have no reason to doubt it whatsoever. All right. We're going to get right into it. I don't know how long the show is going to be tonight, even though there is there's a lot of stuff kind of going on, but I'm not sure how far we can delve into it, but we'll find out.
No, we'll be fine.
The first one, there's an update for the Mac OS for both 11.2 and 10.15 for the Baron Samidit, or is it Samedit? It's a pseudo flaw.
Yep.
I don't know how to pronounce that. It's Samedit. That's the way it was spelled in the story. Anyway, it's a flaw that's addressed in the two Mac OSs that I just said, that applications could execute arbitrary code with kernel privileges. What do you think? What do you think there, Dave?
Yeah, well, that was quite a vulnerability, having pseudo access with that, and especially in Big Sur. So 11.2.1 took care of that. I didn't realize it was also covering Catalina. Is that Catalina? Is that 10.15? Was it 10.15.6 and now it's 7 with this update? Okay.
Yeah, it went up to 7.
So that was a pretty a big vulnerability. They also fixed battery issues, because I was having a battery issue with my MacBook Pro here. I have a 2019.
What year is the MacBook? Okay,
it's 2019. But what would happen is I would unplug the laptop, go use it in battery, and then it would go to the sleep, and I would be away from it. And then I'd come back, and then it'd have the red battery light on that it's dead. I'm like, what the heck? It was fully charged. Go plug it back in, and then it goes back on, no problem. So
that's weird.
I'm hoping that
took care of it.
Update took care of it. I turned off that battery conditioning thing that they have, because that thing is worthless.
How about you, Warren?
Yeah.
Any comment?
No. Security bugs are meant to be squashed, and that's what he did.
Well, I don't know if this is the same story then. Ethical hacker breaches Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, PayPal, and others by executing code substitution in open source repositories. So basically what he was doing.
Related. Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing. Like different.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the same story then.
Well, no, it's not. These are two different hacks or two different vulnerabilities, but the message remains the same. It's better that an ethical hacker finds it rather than somebody else, and it's better than is Baron Samedic the name of the flaw or the name of the person who found it?
No, I actually saw the name of the person. Now I can't remember his name, but he made like $130,000 reporting these bugs.
Right. So I mean,
some nice coin.
There's people out there just that's what they do. They look for vulnerabilities all day, and it's good that they find it out before
before it goes anywhere else.
Before it goes anywhere else, like the
bad guys.
Well, what was the big one? The big hack that just happened with the it was the ISPs. The big hack that's been the story all year. It was the security company that got hacked itself.
Oh, the winds.
SolarWinds.
Okay.
SolarWinds. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was like a country, a bad country like that has all these smart people, doing this.
Bad country. Bad country.
Or it might have been Dave in his basement. We don't know who it was, but it could have been.
Yeah, but you don't want to say anything, but it could have been Dave. Could have been Dave.
Chicago's a bad place.
Whoops, sorry. He's over here. It's this guy right here. Would pass it along. So, the way this apparently worked, he found some in some open source repositories. He found some code, and what he did was he created his own code that had the same name, and was able to substitute it. So that was basically how that worked. And I imagine that all these companies have already patched it, or because ethical hackers let them know about it ahead of time. Now, the next one, I find this very, very interesting. Apple Maps is going to find ways to improve. They're gonna have Apple Maps copy many of the features that people using the popular Waze GPS driving companion apps like speed traps, accident reporting, by allowing users to report such things possibly hands-free through their phones or through CarPlay. So we're going to start with Warren. Do you use Waze, Warren?
I generally don't. My wife does. She loves it.
Well, do you drive a lot of long distance?
Not in a Tesla.
No. Well,
ooh, zing.
So my Tesla has its own map system, and it doesn't have CarPlay, and you can't really cast anything to it. So, and with the Tesla's mapping, it's so integrated in the system that you can't. I mean, it's silly to use something else at that point, because it's basically, if you tell it where you want to go, the autopilot uses that as where it's driving to. So if you don't use it, then you got problems. But my feeling with the story is it's a good idea, but enough people have to use it for it to happen. So
Waze has quite a bit of momentum. So
they got momentum, and it's got a long way to go before it becomes valuable, because a lot of people have to start to use it. If there was a way to tie into Waze's database that way, maybe that would help, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, well, doesn't Google own Waze?
Yes.
Yeah. So, what do you oh, sorry.
No. I was just going to say, that's probably not going to happen, but Waze isn't the only. I mean, there's other databases of traffic information that I don't know if Apple Maps even does it give traffic info. Apple Maps.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe
and bike paths. Ooh.
So I mean, there should be a public repository of traffic for these companies to use, and accidents and things like that. The whole speeding trap thing, the cops, I don't know if they like it or not. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes
I'm sure they don't.
Well,
depending on what part of the country. I know Georgia doesn't like it.
It's like like a radar detector. The cops say they don't like it because of reasons, but they also like it because it kind of does what they want you to do, which is, to slow down. So,
all right, Dave, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean this is definitely going to be something interesting. It looks like they're using Hey S Lady to you can report an accident on here, and and the S Lady can also can be in accordance of reporting any things as far as an incident, whether it's an accident or hazard or a speed check. So and the article also showed that it works really well in CarPlay, which I think is going to be huge. Being able to have that on there as well. I mean, I hope that you're not looking at your phone, iPhone when you're driving. But
yeah.
That's good to see. They'll have all this new accident reporting functionality. Again, this is beta, so it's 14.5, which is is just beta 1 right now. But as Warren and I talked last week on In Touch iOS, the whole bad plug, but that we that the whole Apple Watch unlocking with your face without having a mask on.
Yeah.
You think they're going to be rushing this out, pretty quick. I would hope, but there's some other stuff that we're going to talk about that's been added that I just discovered. So that the beta is going to have. So this beta is pretty active.
Well, one thing about Waze that it can be a distraction, because if you come across, say, a car broken down on the side of the road that hasn't been reported, because if you're using Waze, you may feel obligated to report it. But in order to report it, you have to press a series of buttons either on your phone or in the CarPlay interface, which of course distracts you away from job one, which is driving the car. So if they can incorporate being able to have a reporting feature that can be done hands-free, then the fact that it's more or less a copy of Waze doesn't really bother me. I would prefer to be able to report things that are reportable hands-free than to have to deal with reaching over and touching the console and doing all that stuff while I'm going down the highway at 70 miles per hour. I didn't say 90.
I'm looking here because I thought you could do it hands-free with Waze too.
Not that I'm aware of, at least not with, I don't know if you can do it with an iPhone. I haven't heard of that.
There's a microphone, so I don't know.
Well, I've used the microphone to have it look up addresses, places that I want to go, but I wasn't aware that you were able to use that as well to report stuff. That would be fantastic.
There's no reason why they couldn't do that, I don't think.
Depends, because with the new security features that Apple's been putting on the iPhone, access to the camera and access to the microphone has to be approved before an application can use it. So it's hard to say whether or not that, and of course, Google being one of the main recipients of Apple's zealot security features, along with Facebook and a few of the others.
You can do it.
You can. Okay, I'll have to look. Do me a favor, in our private chat, put a link to whatever it is you're looking at right now. I'd like to see that. Okay, so if Apple allows you to do this hands-free through CarPlay, they aren't the only game in town to do that. I was not aware. Okay, the next one
may or may not be true. You could there's a list of things you could do, but I'm not sure if reporting is on there. But I'm looking at that.
Okay, send me the link, and maybe we can discuss it at another time. Apple to replace batteries in 2016 and 17 MacBook Pros for free. Apple claims that a small number of MacBook Pros have faulty batteries that won't hold a charge. And in order to find out if your batteries qualify, go to About This Mac, check the battery health for these 2 model years, and if their condition is anything other than normal, contact Apple for a possible replacement. This isn't the first time that Apple's had some issues with batteries, is it, Dave?
No, it's not. I think I've seen bulging batteries in the past too, but I did own a 2017 model, and I had a lot of problems with it. So I'm glad I got rid of it, because when I traded in, I went to the 2019 model. But yeah, this is interesting to see if Apple is going to abide by this, because yeah, I mean, for a battery only to last a couple of years is not great.
No, it's not. What do you think, Warren?
Yeah, no, I was hoping it would be one of mine, because hey, free battery, but no, it's.
Oh, please! Not, like you keep a laptop more than 6 months.
I'm like 2018. Well, why would I have that? Yeah, no, it's good. It's bad that it happened. It's good that they're replacing it.
Dealing with it. Okay, you put this one in. Dave, why don't you take that next one?
Yeah, the iPhone 12 Pro Mini is actually the iPhone 12 Mini was Apple's 2020 sales flop. They've been saying that it's only accounting for maybe up to 5% of the all told iPhone 12 sales, which I'm kind of surprised, because I mean there are a lot of people out there, and in fact I've talked to buddies of mine that actually have it, and they really like it. So I guess that it just didn't take off like it expected. But you also have to come into the understanding. You got 4 different models available now. I mean, this is most than they've had in quite a while in the same product line. So, and are there people out there that
3
really
different
like,
sizes
and 3 different sizes, right? Are there people out there that really like having the small mini size? I mean, I know some of you guys, I can't imagine I can imagine you holding that phone. You'd be like, you'd probably squash it like this.
Well, it's like the same size as my SE, isn't it?
Smaller.
That. It's a little smaller, but your SE is smaller. Small. I still don't know how you deal with an SE.
Oh, yeah, I don't either.
It's great.
I mean, have you tried a bigger phone? I mean, I know you love it, but have you tried?
Yeah, I had an 8 Plus. I had a 6 Plus, and I had an 8 Plus. So I mean, it wasn't like I've always had small phones. I had the 8 Plus for 3 years, I think, 2.5, 3 years, something like that.
And you didn't like the size?
I guess it's weird. I went from a Ford Flex, a great big huge car, to a Kia Soul. Then I went from an 8 Plus to an iPhone Mini, and I went from a 27-inch iMac to a Mac Mini. So I don't know what's going on in my life. Why I feel the need to make everything smaller.
You're downsizing.
I'm totally downsizing, but it's all in stuff that doesn't really get me much more room. As far, the place I should be downsizing is right here in this room. In this room right here. This room is a disaster.
It's all those microphones you have.
No, they're in a relatively small box up here in the counter. I should
150 mics in a small box?
Well, not 150. Speaking of which,
oh no, not another one.
Yeah, I did. I got another one.
You are out of your mind.
It was like it was only
$25.
Yeah. And it's not bad.
Is that a Shure knockoff?
Of course. TM58.
Looks just like it. Super Lux?
Wrong size. Super Lux.
Have you even tried it yet?
Yeah, I've played around with a little bit. It's not bad.
How much it cost? Because
right now I've got this one here is the one I've got set up in. I can't quite see it. It's in my second boom arm. I have another boom arm here, and this is the Behringer BA85A, which is a very, very nice microphone.
Yeah, I should talk, because I'm bad with external solid state drives. So I mean, I got a pile of them here. So
I have a laptop issue.
Yeah, you have a laptop issue. I have external hard drive issues. I'm just looking at these down here. I have at least 5 here.
Okay, here's the thing. My microphones, for the most part, cost under $100.
Well, how much was that Super Lux?
That was like $25, I think. I'd have to go back and look. It
Amazon?
wasn't that much. Yeah. Yeah. Let me take a quick look because, why not?
I'm sure it was $25.
Because I'm also, here it is. It's the Superlux TM58 dynamic vocal microphone. And it was, goodness sakes, it was $35. Holy moly.
How could you?
I don't know. Boy, that's a meal. That's a meal right there that I have to skip.
I'm still happy with this free one they gave me.
Yeah, I have a microphone problem. I really, really do. I completely admit it. All right, the last story before we go off into microphone hell is if you're interested in Apple's Magic Keyboard for the iPad and you have an 11-inch iPad Pro or 4th Gen iPad Air, you can get one for $100 off for $200 grand total over at Amazon. And there's also some deals on iMacs and a 32-inch Pro display if you don't want to wait for all the bugs to be fixed in M Series Macs. Now, I saw this story and I immediately went over to Amazon and it was like, wow, $200. I put it in the cart and I hit order and I ordered it. And then it was like, wait a second.
You don't have one, right?
I have a 12.9. I have a 12.9 inch iPad Pro. And I was like, wait, did that say 11 inch? And so I went back and I looked and it was like, so I real quick I canceled that order as quickly as I possibly could. It was only active for about 30 seconds. And I can imagine there's some guy at Amazon just like, okay, oh, damn, pull it back, put it back on the shelf.
That's what I paid. That's what I paid for because I had free gift cards. So that was the price I paid for when I bought mine.
Now you guys both have
we both have the keyboard
Apple cards, right? You have Apple cards, credit cards,
Mm-hmm.
Apple Pay.
Yep.
I've got something like $350
in your Apple Cash card.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
How do you buy me?
Just I use it for like everything, grocery shopping.
I might buy a couple mics with it.
I probably could just start ordering all my stuff off of Amazon using my Apple card or Apple Pay. But
I don't think you can use Apple Pay for Amazon.
No, you can't. Well, if you use the original card number,
you only get 1%.
Right. No, but you could transfer the Apple Cash to your bank. That's what I do. Yeah.
So I haven't decided what I'm kind of holding on to it because I don't know if I'm going to
for a rainy day.
Yeah, I keep thinking that when Apple updates the Mac Mini, the M1 Mac Mini, or if they come out with something else that's new and shiny, that maybe I'll go with that. I mean, I love my Mac Mini. I love the speed, but this Bluetooth thing is making me nuts.
It's still not fixed.
Well, and it's so frustrating because everything works with the trackpad and it works not a problem. But as soon as I go to my Jelly, what is this thing called?
Your mouse.
My Jellycomb trackball or my disco mouse that changes colors about every 10 to 15 seconds along the rim there. It just it stutters. It stutters like crazy.
Instead of buying a microphone, buy yourself a wired mouse.
I have a wired mouse.
Then
what I don't have is a plethora of USB ports. Because I've got really what I need to do.
Or get a docking station.
I need to. I actually have one in my.
I got that. I got that. So I got two mics here. These are both Bluetooth. So
yeah.
And I got a USB-C hub that has 1, 2, 3 USB-A ports on it. Just get something like that.
Well, I've got the OWC hub.
You got the
and actually I have two OWC hubs. But I've got a crap ton of external drives. And what I really need to do is like take all of this stuff apart and redo it. I'm thinking about, because I've got these cabinets up here, but they're mostly empty. And I'm thinking that I could take the Mac Mini and all the hubs and everything else and put that up there and then just run my HDMI cables for the monitors down instead of having this huge amount of cables all over the place. But it's going to be a huge undertaking because I've got...
Your 2020 Mac Mini you could plug in a wired mouse into it somehow. There's ways you can make it happen.
Oh, of course. But I've got like almost all the possible USB ports have something plugged into them right now. So I mean, what I need to do is just reconfigure everything so that I don't have to have so much stuff plugged in direct. You know, I can use hubs. I could use. Did
you get the Thunderbolt hub like I have, the OWC one?
Yeah. It's got the four Thunderbolt ports on it. 3
plus the USB-A one.
Oh yeah.
You just need a USB-A port. I mean.
I've got one that's got 7 powered ports on it.
Yeah,
it's USB. It's not USB-C. It's USB-A 2. No, it's USB 2. So to have a bunch of hard drives connected to it.
No, you plug the mouse into that. The mouse doesn't need USB 3. It just needs USB whatever. It doesn't have to be USB
maybe.
2. But everything
has to come back and connect in some way. Anyway, I think that is going to do it for tonight. We have no one listening to our show right now. Actually, everyone has gone because they're bored of me talking about microphones and talking about my setup and everything else. So we are going to, one person just jumped in. We're going to go, and as soon as we talk about the things, how people can contact us.
You're thinking about disconnecting your stuff right now. That's why I want to go so fast.
I am. Right? I'm completely distracted. I'm very, very distracted right now.
You're like, I need to clean this up.
I could, if I stayed up until 4 o'clock in the morning, I could probably do all this in a single night. It would be like the Grinch That Stole Christmas, except with technology, and it wouldn't be a holiday. Sure. All right, Dave, if people wanted to get a hold of you, I'm very confused. How would they do so?
Wouldn't be the first time.
No, it's a daily occurrence.
You can find me along with Warren at In Touch with iOS at intouchwithios.com. We have a show tomorrow night. We're talking about accessibility with Shelley Brisman. And you also can find me on Mac Voices Live on Tuesday nights. We are on the YouTubes and Facebook. We have been having
a fun show.
Absolute blast doing that. The new show.
I was very well behaved last night. I'll have you know.
I was very impressed.
Remarkably well behaved.
Occasional, I appear on the Mac Show on the British Tech Network, and I'm also president of the Suburban Chicago Apple User Group here. And do all that fun stuff too. So that's why I missed last week, because I had to do a iPhone special interest group with Mr. Jeff Gamet. So,
all right,
that's
Warren
and Dave G. I forgot. And Twitter, Dave G65, Instagram, Dave G65. You
guys are killing me tonight. Okay, Warren.
Yeah, when I'm not watching Britney Spears documentaries, you can find me.
I'm not going to watch that. I'm sorry.
You should. It was really.
I have absolutely no interest in the life of Britney Spears. I might go watch
it right now.
It's actually good, and they really hosed her over. To be honest with you, yeah, I do stuff with Dave and you guys, and when it's snowing and there's nothing else to do, I'll join the Tuesday thing. That's about it.
Okay. All right. If you want to get a hold of me, email address is guy@mymac.com. You can find me on the Twitters. I am Mac Parrot, and I am also Vert Shark. It's a very subdued parrot there, Dave. And besides the Mac, there we go. The Mac to the Future livecast. I also do Guy's Daily Drive, where I drive in my car and say stuff. And the mighty mymac.com podcast that you can find usually on Sundays or Mondays after I finish editing it, that I do with Gazmaz. What else? All of the stuffs that I do that I put out on audio and video, you can find over at Vert Shark, though I am woefully behind at the moment. And of course, over on the YouTubes, Vert Shark is where you can go and like, share, subscribe. Did you guys see that? Like, share, subscribe. over there on the YouTubes. It's so easy. It's ridiculously easy. Why you aren't doing it, I don't know. But that is going to do it for this evening. Thank you all, for whichever person that is that's still watching us there. Thank you. We really do appreciate the fact that you have taken the time to join us tonight here on the Mac to the Future livecast. And I think that's going to do it. We'll see you all next week. Yeah, yes.
Bye-bye.
Say goodnight, Warren and Dave.
Good night, Warren and Dave.
I knew that was coming. Oh, it's over. Song's over.
They're looking at the voice controls from Waze. I remember they had Cookie Monster as one of the voices for Waze.
Oh, they had a whole bunch.
R is for go right. That's good enough for me.
Yeah, that's how it was. It was
the
great.
one I like. They had Samuel. I don't know how much they paid him. That Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, you had to pay for that.
What are you gonna do, MFer?
Yeah.
Turn right, you MFer.
There was like a surfer girl. There's a whole bunch of them that they had.
The Cookie Monster one was the best, though. I enjoyed that.
But I did send you a link. You can do it by voice. I never knew that either, but you evidently.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that.
I put that in the private chat that he wanted you to put the pad in the private chat. So.
Oh, okay. I missed.
How to enable Waze voice commands.
There it is. That's what I'm looking for. It's under reporting.
What is that?
What?
You guys hear that?
No.
No.
Oh, my phone is acting weird.
Oh.
Not my cell phone. I have an actual like landline down here, and for some reason it just burped, like I don't know. That's actually sort of disturbing that it would do that all on its own. Okay, yeah, it was made in China, but then what isn't? All right, I'm going to check that out.
You're correct.
I guess there's not much. I was going to say I could put the link in the on screen here, but it's not clickable, so it doesn't really matter.
Can't click the link.
Can't click that link. Can't touch this.
Can't click it.
All right, guys.
So tomorrow,
7:30.
we're good.
8:30.
8:30 my time. I'll have to remember that. Already.
She's Central Time too, so.
Oh, is she? Okay.
She's in Austin.
All right, so I'm going to end the broadcast. Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We will see you next week.
Goodbye.